Mimosas with Michael. Mimosas with Michael. Mimosas with Michael. Yay!
Okay.
Okay. But I'm really glad that you took the opportunity to come be on the show today.
Thanks for asking me. That was really sweet of you. And this is a good way for us to actually catch up since it's been like 12 years since we spoke.
Well, I figured, 12 years. Well, I figured if we weren't going to meet for coffee, at least we could have a mimosa.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you ready?
Be on the phone and drink.
Yeah, of course. All right, we're going to get this bad boy started, okay?
Okay.
Okay, well, I just want to say welcome to Mimosas with Michael. And I have my dear friend, Burgandi Phoenix.
Hi.
How are you?
Thanks to me. Welcome. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Well, I'm doing really, really good. I decided that Mimosas with today. It's been way too long since we've talked or caught up.
I know. It's been stupid long.
And I haven't seen Carlos either in a long, long time.
I know. I feel like I barely see him, so it's understandable that you haven't seen him.
So what's he up to?
Same old every day. No, I don't know. A lot of new things are new, actually. I think the last time we talked, it was like probably this time. Was it this time last year that we were like, let's get coffee?
Yeah, and we didn't.
Year.
And it was I was in a weird place in my life. But
but you've been super busy too. You've been working so much, so that's awesome.
Yeah, especially the second half. I decided to launch a podcast when I was in my busiest filming, and I was traveling a lot. So a lot of my podcasts were actually done. Well, one of them was done while I was sitting in a hotel room. So I try to be creative with it because I'll drink anywhere. I don't care.
Yeah.
So is it okay to say who your boyfriend is? I don't ever like to do that. But
yeah. I don't care. Yeah. It's totally fine.
Okay. So
his name is, go ahead.
No, you do it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say something like Jake Gyllenhaal, but I was kidding.
Oh.
So you go ahead and you actually tell people who.
Well, so his name is Carlos Ramirez, and he's the twin brother Ephraim Ramirez, who was Pedro in Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, so here's the weird thing. So they're identical, which isn't so weird except for when you tell people like, oh, that's why they look the same. They're like, God, it's so weird that they look the same. And you're like, yeah, hence the term identical. That means they look exactly the same. And they're like, I know, but it's so crazy that they look the same. They're like, yeah, they're identical twins.
Crazy.
Like, I guess there's no convincing you of what that actually means. But yeah, so they're identical. They're both actors. Ephraim, his twin, was the one who was Pedro in Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes.
And Carlos, they're so different. They're such different people. They might look the same, but they're so different, and they're vastly different actors. Oh my God. Like the things that they play are like night and day. Not even the same. Yeah.
Well, one thing I love is, so one of the first movies I ever did as a script supervisor actually was a movie called Pants on Fire, and it starred Ephraim, which I thought was cool.
A really funny name.
And then I remember, I think maybe a year or two later, I was at a party, and that's when I found out that he had a twin brother because they both showed up, which I thought was weird.
I know,
but it
is a little weird.
But then most people don't know this. So years later, I did a TV show with John Heder. John Heder, he was on the Aquabat Super Show, and I worked with him. And do you know he's an identical twin as well?
I know. It's like it's so bizarre that whole like they're identical twins, and then he worked with another guy. Yeah, it's crazy.
But I always thought it was cool because I'm a twin. I just have a twin sister.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. We started talking about that when we met you. I think that's how that whole thing came full circle. Was you were like, oh my gosh, I remember working with your brother, and then I remember seeing both of you at a party, and then we met years later at an event.
Yes.
When I was just with Carlos, and I think you were like, yeah, I'm a twin, but I have a twin sister. And we were like, what?
But I always like to meet other twins, but because I'm not an identical twin, it's slightly different.
Yeah, it's a little different, but you're still a twin. There's still like a twin vibe. I think there should be like #twin life because it's like a real thing.
Okay, I'm going to put that when we post this podcast. #twin life.
#twin life.
So tell me, what are you up to these days? Tell me what's new in Burgandy's life.
Oh, gosh. So, well, I'm sure you've seen Chiquita. I do a character called Chiquita Bonita. So I created her. I've been probably working on her since I was about 14 years old.
So
but
just
I actually
a couple years now?
realized that, yeah, just like 5 years ago. And so, but I didn't realize that she was, like a part of my character. I thought it was just funny to kind of go into that character voice and just, poke fun basically at my family because they all talk that way and they all make fun of me because I don't have a Mexican Native American accent like they do. Yeah. So I always would just kind of do it because it would, it'd be fun for me. And they'd be like, we don't talk like that. I'm like, yes, you do. That's how you speak. You literally talk that way. And then I was like, my grandmother was sick last year and she passed away last November.
Oh, my condolences.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was one of those things. She was 90. I think she was going to be 93 or 94.
Oh, so she had such a good life. That's amazing.
She had such a beautiful life, and she probably would have lived to be 100 and something if she wasn't having so many like medical things. But it was great. I went to Arizona and I saw my entire family randomly for the first time since I can remember seeing that many people.
Okay.
And just Chiquita sort of sparked out of some of the conversations and things that were happening when I was in town, and I started writing it all down and was working with one of my mentors here, and she's like, you have to create something out of this. And so I really started working on her, and so it's been a little over a year since I created her, and just trying things out with that. I created a blog a year ago called My Feisty Life.
Wait, what's it called?
And My Feisty Life.
My Feisty Life. Okay, I like that.
Mm-hmm. And it's just about anything. It's not like I'm a fashion blogger. I have such good fashion taste because I don't. Yeah. I love to like write. I really, with the beginning of Chiquita Bonita, I started writing again. I was blogging for like Miss in the Biz. Yeah, I think I remember sending you some articles when I was blogging for Miss in the Biz like a year and a half, maybe almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, you've sent me. I think I remember that.
Yeah, that's kind of how it started. Is Miss in the Biz was having, when they were a running website, they were having contributing writers.
Okay.
And I used to love to write, and I just never, I guess I just hadn't done it for so long. And Helena, who I love, was like, hey, do you want to be a contributing writer? I think you'd have some really great things to offer people that are just starting and some advice that you have. And so I was like, okay, why not? And I started writing for Miss in the Biz, and then started writing for another company called entertainmentworld.us.
Okay. I remember that. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And then out of that, my former manager was like, you should just create a blog. Like, you have a really funny way of writing things. You're super feisty. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to call it My Feisty Life. That's the one word that people use when they describe me when I've met here in LA. They're like, oh my gosh, Burgandi Feisty.
You should change that to your last name so it could be Burgandi Feisty instead of Burgandi Phoenix.
Right, exactly. Burgandi Trejo Phoenix.
Yeah, say that in the microphone, Richard. Hold on,
Burgandi Phoenix is a fucking rad name. I love that name.
Thank you so much. I love the name. I feel like I get people that are really sweet and love it, like you, or I get people that are like, so like, what kind of an actress are you? Like, do you work in the Valley a lot? And it took me a minute to realize.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm an actress. They're like, oh, we get it. You're an actor. Cool. Or I'd be like, I'm a dancer. And they're like, oh, dancer. So is that like your dancer name? And I'm like, I don't know what they mean. I'm like, oh, no, I'm not a stripper. Nope, not a stripper. I meant like ballet, belly dance, things like that. So thank you. That's very sweet of you. You won't become a stripper or a porn star.
Oh. Well, at least, as long as they call you in for the interview, that's all that matters.
That's what I'm saying. And call me, and then I'll tell them what I actually do. But think whatever you want.
No, but it is a great name.
Thank you.
And it's Burgandi with an I, which I like.
It is. And people usually, it's so cute the way people pronounce it, because I don't know, it's like they're scared to mispronounce my name. Like I'm going to, tweet about it or something, and they're like, Burgandi? Is that how you say it? Is it Burgandi or is it Burgundy? I'm so sorry. And I'm like, well, it's spelled Burgandi, I guess, if you're,
So they think your name is like a cold Indian guru, like Burr Gandhi. Burr, why are you so cold, Gandhi? No, it's Burgundy, and I'd like Burr. Burr. If you ever create a blog, you have to call it your next blog, or maybe if you do like a sequel, it's just be Burgundy with an I. That's what it should be called. So I love the way that rolls.
Burgundy with an I, exactly. Yeah. But I'm gonna call it Burgundy. No, I'm not a stripper.
Oh, it's even better. No, I'm not a stripper.
You should start like a coach reviewing.
You have to talk into the microphone.
Okay.
Richard's trying to talk, and he talking to the microphone so Burgundy can hear you.
I was gonna say you should start like a YouTube channel where you review jackets and call it Burgandi.
Oh, I get it.
There you go.
You're making me. You're killing me.
The mimosa went down the
Well, also you're just being really funny.
Oh, thank you.
So Richard is my sound engineer / best friend / he's my producer, and so sometimes he likes to input on things, but then he forgets the microphone's not on.
Yeah.
So he talks in the background. Yeah. That's okay. Sometimes if they're not gems, I tell them to keep the microphone off. So then only I have to be disappointed.
Yeah, but the YouTube channel with a jacket is a gem.
But he has the best laugh.
I do.
He does.
True.
Laugh for her. Laugh. On cue.
I can't.
Laugh on cue.
I can't. You can't make
You're the
me laugh.
worst actor.
Oh my god.
I bet Burgundy can cry on cue.
Yeah, I bet she can.
That's why she's Burgundy with an I and you're Richard.
That's why I'm just standard old Rick.
This big old Rick.
Just Rick.
Just Rick. So you used to be part of a company called Talent Boom.
Yes, so I'm still the face of Talent Boom, which is really cool. I think when we met, the site was kind of more in like a beta, like
It was definitely beta.
It wasn't live at all, and now it's completely live. They just redesigned it end of, I think it was November of 2017, and it's up and available for anybody who wants to sign up. We're doing a lot of marketing in the last few months, and then pushing on. We're going to have an event in February, which I'll definitely keep you posted. We're going to start doing some events for Talent Boom. But Talent Boom is basically like, if you don't remember, because I tell people at Talent Boom, like, oh yeah, Talent Boom, and I'm like, do you know what it is? And they're like, no. They just know that I'm somehow like the site, which is awesome.
We're like an ambassador, right?
Yeah, so I'm their brand ambassador. So I'm basically the face. So if you type in talentboom.com, like my face will pop up.
It's true, everybody. I've seen it.
Yeah.
That's her face.
But it's a really cool site. You guys need to get on the site. It's a free website for anyone in the entertainment industry. For you to have sort of a landing page for you to put all of your information in one place. So we're not trying to like discourage people from using LA Casting, Actors Access, Casting Frontier, all of those other platforms, or Backstage even. What we're trying to do is give you a website without having to pay to have somebody build an expensive website, without you having to try and figure out Wix or a WordPress site on your own.
Yeah, which is great.
Basically, it's like, yeah, and it's just a landing page for you to put everything, unlimited headshots, unlimited, media, audio, video. You can even put links to all of your social media. It's really great. Yeah, you can put the podcast link up. We have SoundCloud as an option for any of the links. And then they just started a subscription-based model where you can, if you own your domain, like burgandyphoenix.com now points to my Talent Boom page.
Oh,
because
God.
I was paying like stupid amounts of money for these people to like have host my site, and then every time I needed something to change, it was like a week of emails being like, can you change this? And then they change it and it wasn't right. I'm like, okay. So this gives like the user complete control over their own website and branding it themselves. And yeah, it's just a way for you to just, if you and I first met, it would have been so much easier for me to pull up my Talent Boom page and text you the link to that versus give you a card and then hope we wouldn't lose it in the interim of like walking out of the building.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's a really great resource. So we're partnering up with a couple of different companies right now. We're partnering up with LA Real House and the Headshot Truck, and we're going to be doing an event at the end of February. And then we're doing a bunch of different partnerships and meeting with a lot of great similar companies here in LA and in New York that are, kind of like-minded, but that we can all sort of use each other's companies as a springboard to get the word out there. A little more.
We'll definitely have to get involved. We'll definitely be there.
Yeah.
And,
it's great. I'll definitely keep you posted.
Yeah, and just give us all the information, and we'll put it on our website, so the listeners can create their own Talent Boom page.
Yeah.
Which I am on there.
Honestly, you are on there.
Yeah, I think it was one of the first ones.
You were. I think you haven't seen it since the redesign, so definitely when you get a second, like log back in and just let me know if you have any questions. But yeah, it's
Shame on me. How do I not? Yeah, I need to get on there. Richard's looking at it right now, and look, we see pictures of you. There she is. That's Burgundy right
yep, that's me.
there. Aw, I love her.
Yeah,
Burgundy's like the sweetest
You're so
person.
sweet. I love you. I love you. Honestly, that's one thing I was thinking about when you asked me to be on this. I'm like, it's so crazy. When I first met Michael, the biggest thing that you and I vibed on was the fact that we were talking and we had this really cool connection at this event, but it was like right when we were all getting ready to leave and they were like turning the lights on to kick everybody out. So we really quickly just like exchanged business cards. And you were like, keep in touch. I was like, okay, yeah, you too. And the next day I wrote you an email and your reply, I will never forget it. You were like, you know how many business cards I hand out at events and how many people don't actually follow through when I tell them like, hey, keep in touch with me. Let's like get together.
Yeah.
And I feel like that really like flourished. And I was like, same. Like, do you know how many people don't reply to an email?
Like all the time. Yeah. I mean, it's networking in this industry is mostly follow up, which most people don't have, which is frustrating. So it's like you want to work with people and you can't get them to respond. So I was impressed by that.
Yeah, and same, like honestly, and then to see like all the amazing things that you're doing, and you have a new film that you're going to be shooting soon, right?
Well, yeah. So I had a reading of so I did my short film Acts.
That's what it was.
Yeah, my short.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, and so at the end of last year, I had a reading of it before because I was traveling a lot for work, and from there I took the feedback from the reading and I turned it into a feature film script. And so yeah, we're in the process of going into pre-production with that. From that reading, I found a producer, I got some actors attached, and so we're starting to set up meetings. So yeah, I've talked about it on a couple episodes. So when I'm famous and I go back and hear these episodes, I'll be like, oh my God, I remember when he was just talking about that.
I remember when he was talking about, dude, that's awesome. I'm so happy for you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, well, yeah, it's just been way too long. And I was telling this to somebody else earlier, which is I look back on my past guests on the show and I've had all men. And I was like, so we just had a young black man on because I was like, I really need to it's all white guys. It's like ridiculous. And there's so many people out there doing so many great things.
Style anyway.
What is it?
You're so diverse. I said, that's so not your style. Like, you're so diverse. You hang out with so many different like cultures of people and you're pretty cultured yourself, so it's pretty funny.
Which is why I was embarrassed. I know I was like, oh my bad. So I had to fix it. The good thing is my sound engineer is Native American.
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. But
and Mexican.
People that you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I am too. Woo-hoo.
Wait, you're Native American too?
Native American and Mexican, yeah.
Oh, that's you. And Tyler Gallant too is Native American.
I know. Crazy.
Oh my God.
So crazy.
So you guys Richard said you guys should start a tribe.
We should.
Yeah.
We should start. I don't know what the hashtag would be yet, but if I come up with it before we
hashtag Hollywood Tribe.
Oh shit.
Because you guys are all in the industry.
I feel like it would be like hashtag like native trend or something like that.
Oh, native
like,
trend. Okay. Yeah.
I like
You know
that.
what I mean?
Let's do it.
Richard.
Hashtag like native Hollywood.
Oh my
But
God.
then I think people would think we're from Hollywood because we're native.
Yeah, because they wouldn't be smart enough to think about that.
We'll think about it.
Yeah, we're gonna figure it out, and we'll start a new trend with Native Americans in Hollywood. So I need more women and people of color. And I just want to get the gambit because the truth is there's so many people out there doing so many great and amazing things and inspiring young people and creating beautiful projects. And so I want them on the show so we can have mimosas and talk about it.
Right. Oh my gosh, it's so funny that you say that. I was on Monday. I went and did this like charity event, this volunteering for a company called Big Sunday.
Okay.
I'd never heard of them before. You want to talk about a company that does some amazing things? They are sort of like a hub. So if people are not knowing, like for instance, let's say you wanted to donate to homelessness, but you didn't know which organization was really the right fit, or there are certain organizations that get a lot of press, and so they tend to get more of the donations than the smaller ones, but they're all equally important, right?
Yeah, of course.
Big Sunday, like they do all of that research for you. They basically like take the guesswork out of like which organization should I work with. They have partnerships with all of these different organizations, from like animals advocates to like childhood illiteracy to, all of these things. And then it's a vetted agency. So basically they have partnerships with all of these different companies. And you can look up bigsunday.com or .org. I'm not sure which one, but if you Google Big Sunday, they're on Melrose. And they just had this clothing drive on Martin Luther King Day where people came and donated, hundreds and thousands of pounds of clothing and accessories and shoes. Everything you could think of. And we basically just sorted through all of it and separated it into men's, women's, children's, socks, underwear, shirts, accessories, that type of thing.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So they are definitely, I don't know if you're looking to talk to people from organizations, but they have a couple of really great people that would probably love to come on the show with you.
Honey, you can send me anybody at any time. I'll talk to anybody. And I started a new thing because I do the podcast every 2 weeks, and because of I film and travel a lot, I'm always doing I pre-record it. So I've been doing a lot of online interviews now, for a lot more time sensitive stuff, so I can still get it out to the audience and I can interview people. So please send them anybody my way. As much as I like to drink and be funny, I still like to inspire and help people, follow their dreams.
You can drink and inspire and be funny all at the same time. At least that's what I'm hoping, because that's what I do a lot.
Well, I think I proved it. I prove it at least every 2 weeks that I can drink and be funny and inspire.
You're all three. You're a real triple threat.
That's right. Well, and that's why I bring on people that are doing things, because I want the audience to hear these people doing these things and be like, I could be like them. I can be like Burgundy. I can be a brand ambassador. I can be an actress. I can, date a twin.
Yeah, you can be a twin. In spirit. I can be like a twin spirit, but not real.
No, but
one thing I wanted to tell you too is I thought it would be really funny because speaking of writing, last year I wrote my first short film.
Oh, nice! What's the genre?
It's comedy. It's just like a really short little comedy, and it's chiquita, and it's her with I play 4 different characters, which I always work with people, and I've been very blessed to have some really great coaches and acting coaches out here that encourage you to sort of branch out and do things that are really outside of your comfort zone.
Okay.
And so I had to do an audition, and I had to do 5 characters in 2 minutes for one of the studio showcases. And what I found in doing that was I have multiple personality disorder, or there's a lot of different people that I didn't realize were like Chiquita. Like, I thought that was just kind of a fun thing I did to kind of poke around. But out of this audition came all of these really fun characters that in some way, shape, or form I've always kind of played around with in the last, 5 years or whatever, but haven't really thought of them as separate characters until then. So I wrote this short film that encompasses several of those characters.
That's fun.
And it's fun. I've never written a short film. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Aww.
I wrote the story.
But at least you did it.
Because
most people talk about it, and you just did it.
Yeah, and I'm working on a feature with Carlos actually for this year, and we'll definitely have to talk to you about that, since I'm pretty sure the one that he wants to do first is a horror. So yes. I know that's right up your alley. Well,
it's funny because I write mostly horror, and people are always like, because I have written other things, but I'm mostly known for horror. So I'm going to surprise people, I think, in the next couple of years with some of the stuff that's going to come out.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yay. That's exciting.
So anyways, we have to wrap it up because I'm done with my mimosa, which means I have to end the show. No, but you're such a sweetheart for taking time to come on, and for inspiring young women and inspiring people everywhere.
Aw, that's very sweet of you. Thank you. That's what I aspire to do.
Well, you're definitely one of my favorite people. You've always been such a sweetheart, both you and Carlos. And now I definitely want to get breakfast/coffee/real mimosas in person.
Yes.
Okay.
We absolutely have to do that. Do you have Instagram or anything for your podcast?
Of course. We're on what is it? WMW. No, for the Instagram or Twitter. Twitter is Mimosas Michael.
Either one.
Twitter is Mimosas Michael, because apparently something similar is out there. But Mimosas Michael is on Twitter, and then Instagram is WMW Podcast. And I mean, we're on every social media. We're on Tumblr. I mean, if you just what is it? Yeah, Tumblr. Just because I want to be able to put the podcast to as many platforms as possible.
Yeah.
So, and we're Mimosas.
No, I get it.
Yeah, we're on Mimosas with Michael on Facebook. So yeah, we're out there. We're on SoundCloud, YouTube. So please
Perfect.
like and
I
subscribe.
follow you on SoundCloud.
Oh, you do follow us on SoundCloud?
Yeah, I started following you guys, and then I'll definitely look you guys up. I'm on everything too.
Yeah.
I totally get it. So I'll look you guys up, and we can follow each other. And then, if you want, when the blog is done, when the podcast is done, then I can write something up about it and put a link to the episode.
And then you can tell people to
on
like,
my blog.
yeah, and like and subscribe and review the show.
Yeah.
On iTunes, because we need that to help. Because if we get more reviews on iTunes, then people will listen to it and they can enjoy it more often.
Okay. Yeah, no, whenever the episode is ready, when you have the link, then I will just write something up quick on my blog, and then just tell me whatever you want me to shout out about you guys, and then, yeah.
Okay, and what's your blog address one more time?
So it's myfeistylife.com.
myfeistylife.com.
Yeah.
And then Talent Boom.
Yep, and then Talent Boom, and then I just started an Instagram for My Feisty Life.
Okay.
As well, but as far as like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, anything else, it's just Burgandi Phoenix.
Well, there you go, everybody. And we'll put all the links on the website as well.
Oh, yeah. That way we can find each other.
All right, dear. Well, have a great day, and thank you so much. And we'll talk soon, okay?
Thank you. Okay. Bye, Richard. It was nice meeting you.
Oh, bye. Nice meeting you too. Have a good one.
Okay. Talk to you later.
All right, be
bye-bye.
careful.
Bye.
All right, everybody. Wow, thank you so much. That was my dear friend Burgandi. Please check out Talent Boom. Like I said, I created a profile on there, and it's pretty awesome. And now that they're getting bigger and better, it's only going to be bigger and better for you. Please, you can listen to us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio. We're on Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube. Please like and subscribe everywhere. Definitely review us on iTunes. Get our numbers up so we can get the show out there to a bigger audience, and then we can have like Beyonce on the show. So, all right, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a great day.